morning, everyone. How are we doing this morning? Doing great. We awake, got some coffee, some breakfast. You're ahead of me, then I've only had 1 cup, so we'll see how this goes today. No, thrilled to be here in Fort Lauderdale at this event. It's been a great event so far. Chatting with all the MSPs and the people that stopped by our booth yesterday and the other vendors, it's been going really well. So, you guys been getting a lot out of this conference so far? Yeah? All right, awesome. Glad to hear. So one of the things that we do every year is we conduct a study, MSPs, and we do this for a couple of reasons. One, it's always great to have a finger on the pulse of our customer base, right? What makes you tick? What keeps you up at night? What your concerns and your successes are? And we do that to share with the rest of the MSP community so that you can see what your peers are doing, benchmark where you are, figure out your growth goals, where you want to get to, and we do this every year. So I am thrilled to be able to present this year's results of the Global State of the MSP report. My name is Amelia Paro. I've been in the tech industry for longer than probably I'd like to admit. I'm actually only 29, but I only look 45 because of being in the MSP space. I am a former recovering MSP, and when I got into the MSP space, it was a lot more challenging to try to convince my customers that they needed things like, oh, I don't know, security, than it is today. So I definitely agree that it is a great time to be an MSP, and I think it will continue to do so. So in this report, there's a couple of key things that stood out that were different than previous reports. First one is very interesting. So for the second year in a row, you all have said that competition is the one thing out of all the list of things that I'm sure keep you up at night. But competition is keeping you up and causing you to think about, your own business more than in the years past. And a couple of reasons for this. It could be because you've been too busy to focus on marketing, or the different changes in the market. The MSP market has matured more, but we'll get into that later on in the presentation. Second thing, post-COVID, commits. Who's in the audience doing commits right now? Co-managed IT with enterprise. Anybody out there? I see some hands. Okay, so interestingly enough, back when I was an MSP, we used to do a lot of break-fix, right? And then we were told, oh, you want to get into the recurring revenue model and stop doing the break-fix. And we were like, okay. So we got into the recurring revenue model. And now, because of COVID, we actually saw an increase in revenues generated from break-fix as a result of COVID and enterprises outsourcing projects and things to the MSP. So that was interesting. Nearly all of you are offering some flavor of security services. That's fantastic. That is a growth opportunity that is going to continue to grow. Keep doing that. Keep focusing on that. It is not going to be an area that is going to slow down anytime soon. And as I'm sure you're all aware, the hybrid workforce, the remote, hybrid, whatever the flavor is here to stay. So more and more businesses are going to be relying on you to keep them safe and secure and connected in those remote or hybrid workforce situations. 95% of you believe that it is a great time to be an MSP. Who agrees with that? Yes? Yes? Can I get a round of applause? Yeah, it's a great time to be an MSP. It's right. You should applaud for yourselves. What other industry can say that? If you talk to lawyers, doctors, CPAs, do you think 95% of them would agree it's a great time to be a doctor, a great time to be a CPA? Probably not. So that's excellent, right? Again, even despite the fact that it is a great time to be an MSP, don't disagree with that. You guys are concerned about competition. There's new players entering the market. There's established MSPs. Most of you have been in MSP for 6 to 11 years, so established players. However, we're seeing, like I mentioned, more new players coming into the market because it's a great time to be an MSP. So let's talk about the revenue ranges, right? So we looked at your revenue ranges, and we saw that 36% of you are somewhere between 1 to 5 million. Another 35% of you are 5 to 10 million. That's awesome, right? The money is there, the opportunity is there. 56% of your total recurring revenue is coming from recurring revenue model, right? But again, that increase of the break-fix is most likely resulting from the ad hoc projects spinning out of COVID. There was one other thing that was very interesting to me as well. 13% of you have blown past that 10 million mark, so 10 million, 20 million more. So the money is out there, the growth opportunity is out there. So as you're setting your revenue goals, your growth goals for this year, 3 years, 5 years, what can you do to get more of that market share? What can you do to rise above the competition? What are the things, the strategies that you can put into place, right? Maybe now is the year to focus on your marketing more, right? To put out that thought leadership, that you are the thought leader in your community. What can you do to drive more efficiencies within your own business? What can you do to make your techs more efficient? Maybe look at reducing the vendor sprawl, consolidating with just a fewer vendors, vendors that provide automation, that allow you to do more with less, allow your techs to serve the customer with less clicks, driving more profitability, driving more efficiencies so that you can future-proof your business during any uncertain economic times. Because almost 75% of you anticipate growth of over 5%. That's significant, right? And 82% of you expect that your revenue is going to increase over the next 3 years. Because it's a great time to be an MSP, right? But it's not without the challenges. So what's keeping you up at night? Important question, right? Out of all the things that I'm sure run through your brain as a business owner and as the business that's responsible for securing and keeping your customers, connected. Again, competition. 29% of you said that competition is keeping you up at night, right? So again, right, this is the year. Now is the time. Let's focus on what can you do to market your business more? What vendors can you align with that offer support, enablement, sales and marketing support to help you? Because you don't have to recreate the wheel. It's out there. There's lots of vendors that provide significant support in that area. Kaseya, for one, we have an entire department, a platform, and about 60 people dedicated to your success. Everything from sales strategy, go-to-market strategy, marketing materials, and videos, and scripts, and blog posts, and everything you need for digital marketing, plus coaching, guidance, all that. So this is the year. Let's do it. Let's get on it. Let's capture more of that market growth. And then you don't need to worry about the competition. Revenue growth, right? That's a concern, absolutely. So again, what can you do to drive efficiencies? What can you do to make your business more profitable, do more with less clicks to serve the customer? That will also, marketing will help you acquire new customers, right? So these things, they're not insurmountable and they can be accomplished. Let's talk about the client workplace changes, right? 49%. Most of you have clients that are keeping a full or hybrid work model, right? It's not going away. By 2028, most of all departments are going to have either be fully remote or have that hybrid work model. And yet, almost all your small businesses, your customers, your clients, they're concerned about the security of their off-site workers. Rightly so. Glad they're concerned about it, right? So there's another opportunity, right? Make sure that you're having those conversations with your customers, with your clients, right? What you do to secure their workforce, how you can help alleviate those fears. And that's additional revenue opportunities for you. How many of you were in the Datto networking breakout presentation yesterday? Any hands? Yeah, I see some people, right? The edge. There used to be a clearly defined perimeter, right? Now that's completely gone. 14.4 billion devices are connected to the internet today. Probably will change tomorrow. That number will get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? The bandwidth demands of everything now as a result of COVID and the digital transformation and acceleration of small businesses adopting mission-critical IT in their stack, all the IoT devices, and then the edge, right? So the edge is everywhere. It's no longer clearly defined. And so legacy solutions have gaps. And that leads us into the cybersecurity concerns and issues, right? Still the same things that we've been dealing with, right? COVID-19 related scams and threats, phishing, we've got malware, we've got endpoint threats, and all of these are focused around the end user, right? The human is always going to be the problem. And there was a saying that I used to say as an MSP all the time, if it weren't for customers, I'd really love this job, right? But if it also weren't for our customers and the need to secure the human, we probably would be out of work. So those solutions around securing the human, email security, right? Password policy management, multi-factor authentication, two-factor authentication, security framework, right? Security and compliance awareness training. These are service offerings that you should absolutely have in your stack because the need will continue to grow because of, the end users. So continue with those revenue generating offerings. Now talking about the things that are projected to add additional revenue over the next 12 months. And we see dark web monitoring, we've got privileged access management, patch management, incident response, forensics, right? If you see, there's a lot of great security offerings here, revenue generating offerings. There's a huge need in the market. And incidentally, these are all tools that Kaseya offers in our portfolio. Compliance. Compliance is a huge thing. It's going to continue to grow. So those MSPs that kind of get on board with offering compliance as a service, huge moneymaker in the years to come. Some of you are already offering that in the flavor of security and compliance awareness training. That's good. That's great. Keep adding to that. So here's a slide, and I love this slide. So we ask small businesses, what is the reason that you get an MSP? Why? So when you are designing your marketing messaging, the messaging that you focus on when you're going out to market, when you're talking to prospects, it should be these things right here. Do you need help managing a hybrid or remote workforce? I'm your MSP. Do you need more expertise on IT? It's complicated than you have internally. I'm your MSP. Do you have increasing concerns about cybersecurity risks? I'm your MSP, right? These are the marketing messages you should be leading with, because if not, what you don't want is the 19% that said, well, I wasn't satisfied with my current MSP, right? So again, you flip that on its head, that's 19% of the market that are looking for you, right? Those are customers that are out there waiting for you. So what are you going to do to capture your share, right? What are the things that you can change this year, next year, when you're setting your revenue goals, your growth goals, when you're sitting down, you're looking at your stack, what you have in place, what offerings, what solution offerings you need to offer to the market to capture more of that market share, what efficiencies can you drive, what things can you do to help your techs be more efficient and serve the customer with less clicks? Meaning you can get more done in a day, you can serve more customers in a day, you can get more revenue, boost your profitability, do more with less. So I talked about a lot of things, right? What you can do to capture your share, some of the things that you can do, what's going on in the market, what your peers around the globe are doing. And incidentally, I want to mention that the survey respondents, the MSPs that respond to the survey, they aren't all our customers. Only about 20% are our customers. So the rest of the 80% is not customers, right? They have no reason to respond favorably or anything for us, right? This is their responses. This is the way they feel. This is what's keeping them up at night. These are the successes that they have, right? So this report is available to all of you. If you want to stop by the booth, we're booth 415, the big giant IT Complete booth. I've got a QR code where you can download the report. I highly encourage you to do so. There's a lot of great information in there. Obviously, in the interest of time, I didn't include everything, but it's a great report. It's available to you all for free. I highly encourage you to download it, check it out, use the insights in that report to help you strategize and figure out what the things that you need to focus on this year, right? The strategies that can help you capture more of that market share, be more profitable, and drive more efficiencies within your organization to make it so that you are part of the MSPs that are seeing the significant growth this year and the next 3 years, the next 5 years, right? Be the MSP that reaches that 10 to 20 million revenue range and beyond. It's absolutely out there. What I would love more than anything is to come back to this stage next year and see that number increase. I would love it to be 15%, 20% of MSPs that have reached that 10 to $20 million revenue range and more. Right? And I think I'll see it. I think I'll see an increase in those numbers. I think I'll see an increase in the MSPs that feel like they're going to continue to see revenue growth despite economic conditions. Because again, when there's uncertainty, your customers, small businesses, they turn to you to look, they turn to you to drive those efficiencies in their own business and help make them more profitable, more secure. All right? So, as you're offering that for your customers, you need to be looking at making sure your own house is in order, right? So you can continue to be as profitable and deliver the services that your customers greatly need from you. Right? So yes, it is a great time to be an MSP, and it's going to continue to be a great time to be an MSP, and I'm thrilled that I get to be a part of this market and watch and help customers, my MSP customers, grow and be more profitable and reach those higher revenue ranges. So, capturing your share, what will you do, right? Focus on demonstrating your value to rise above your competition. Offer a full suite of offerings to meet market demands, right? Networking, security and compliance, BCDR. Scale effectively to meet customer and service demands, right? Improve technician efficiencies so you can less clicks to serve the customer. And invest in tools to increase your efficiency, reduce hard costs, and boost profitability. We do have some exclusive offers for those of you that are attending this event. Again, stop by the booth. Love to have a chat with you. Love it for you to take advantage of some of these offers that we have for you. Again, if you don't want to use a QR code, I can give you a landing page or the URL to go. But I created that QR code. It's good to go, I promise. So it'll take you to that page. At the bottom where it says free resource, send me state of the MSP report. Get it delivered to you. And last but not least, I'd love to have you connect with me on LinkedIn. If you're not online, there's my email. You can reach me at any time. I'm not hard to find. I'm always on social media. I do share a lot of thought leadership, content that you can repurpose for your own audience because I keep it, brand free. It's all about the message, what's going on in the market, why your customers should care, and why they should get an MSP. At the end of the day, that's what I care about. So I'd love to have you connect with me. And in closing, I just want to say that me and my team on the MSP enablement team, our sole focus is to help you be successful, right? But if you have any concerns, any issues, any challenges, please reach out to me or any member of my team anytime, day or night. Again, like I said, you can always find me on social media. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. God help me. Email. Way too many platforms. So it just means that work follows me everywhere. And I have to keep track of what message was in which platform. No, but I'm kidding. But seriously though, I'm always available. Reach out to me or anyone on my team anytime. I will assist you, whatever it may be. So I want to thank everyone for coming and joining me this morning and coming to this event. I hope to see you at the vendor hall here in a little while. Love to have a chat with you. Stop by and say hi. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.